Oh. Oh, somebody's here. How is this screen? Oh, to hell with it. I think I'm on the right track with the screen. Let's get over that side there. Oh, the people there. Okay, who's here? Billy, yeah. How are you, Billy? Simon Curtis, nice to see you. Pal 555, Kevin Malby. Yes, a bunch of people there. They must have heard that I'm the guy with the Cronenberg. The Cronenberg is here, guys. You know, get your Cronenberg here. Let's see now. Greeny Travels, the walking dude. Good evening, yeah. Mark the punter. It looks like it's another 3 weeks, Ed. Yeah, well, that's okay. No problem with 3 weeks. You know, but it's I think it's going to be a lot longer than that. Okay, good evening, everyone. Who's there? Carl Mount, Mark Chance, Jonathan Jones, Kevin Malby. You know, good to see you all. Really, really good to see you. This is a little bit earlier than what I usually do. You know, I usually, by the time I'm getting my act and my late evening meal, I've got a chicken in the oven, by the way. I've got a chicken cooking in the oven at this moment in time. So rather than eat my dinner and then do a live stream, I thought I'd do it. You know, I'd have the chicken in the oven, so I'd get the live stream. You never know. By the end of this, you may even see me eating the chicken, well, we'll see. Who's this? Who's this? What's that? My friend in John TM says few restaurants opening yesterday. Well, it's a start. It's a start, isn't it? You know, it's a start. You know, from little acorns, big oak trees grow, is what they say. Twitch, good to see you. Good to see you, Twitch. Jimmy, Eddie, you were saying you were seeing more people sneaking out. Then it's turning to people flooding. Well, they are, because people are people, aren't they? And at the end of the day, when you know this lockdown came in here in the UK, you know, people thought, well, we've got to do it. You know, it's sensible to do it, but they get restless after a while and they see others sneaking out and think, well, you know, the weather's nice here, by the way, in the UK. It's not too warm. It's certainly not of a night time, but it's you know, but it's okay. But who's made it super chat there? Thanks to whoever that was. I didn't see it, but thanks to whoever made the super chat there. I appreciate that. Colin Power, yeah, good to hear from you, Colin Power. Let's see. What was it you saying a moment ago? Yeah, the thing is, people are starting to be. They are flooding out. There's certainly more cars. I mean, when I came back about, I think it was 5-6 weeks ago, something like that. You know, I started driving, and I live in quite a rural area. You know, it's some beautiful country roads. The English countryside, fantastic, especially in the nice weather. I'm out driving my car around these beautiful rural roads that we have here in England, and you know, honestly, all I could think of, it was like driving in the 1960s. I was too young to drive in the 1960s, too young in the 70s, come to think of it. But it would, you know, you see those movies where, you know, where this you know, the hero's driving his car through beautiful countryside. There's no other cars on the road. And you think, well, it's just not like that. All as I know in this day and age is traffic jams. But I got in my car about 5 or 6 weeks ago when I came back, and it was okay. Sorry for that interruption. It's happened before, but it's come back. What was the thing? What was the song about? Yeah, some weeks back, it was like driving in the 1960s. All these beautiful empty roads and you know, and all of that. Whereas now, you know, you're starting to see, I wouldn't say traffic jams, but you are starting to see certainly more cars on the road, more people walking around. People are getting restless, but they must not become complacent, because this problem that we got here is still a very, very real problem. It's a real problem. It's not going to go away anytime soon. In the UK, we just had, what was it, 30,000 dead. Now, I know some people say, you know, well, statistically, there's about 60 million people in the UK. Never mind the statistics. 30,000 is a lot of people. It's a lot of people dead, and there's many, many more, probably hundreds of thousands more infected. So it's a very serious problem. Okay, here let's be cheerful. Let us be cheerful here. Okay. Let's see, and it's all a con. Okay, yeah, okay, fine, I'm fine that. Let's see. What's this now? I've just seen something. JJ, bars in front of Pattaya Beer Garden being demolished today. In front of the. Are they? Now, I seen something, actually, I think it was somebody who sent me a message at the Bangkok Post, that, once the seafront side of Walking Street in Pattaya is, very controversial at the moment. Apparently, a lot of it is being built without planning permission. So, when you build something without planning permission, and I don't know if that's common in Thailand, but I have heard of it before. I mean, they are under threat. Those bars. I mean, he's just said that the bars in front of the Pattaya Beer Garden going to demolish. Well, we'll see what happens next. Anyway, we'll see. To be honest with you, I think all the better bars and the go-go stuff and all that kind of stuff is on the other side of the road anyway. Let's see now. Pattaya ready for international travel August, September, I think. Well, that's still very much low season. Okay, it's fine, but the fact is that not many people go there. Now, I said this on the last live stream. I think I'm surprised more people didn't say, you shouldn't say that, but, I think it was fortunate in a way that this lockdown didn't come round about, November time, because that is the start of the peak season in places like Pattaya and other parts of Southeast Asia. That's the start of the peak season. It's a good job to come at the end of the peak season. So at least they've had the peak season and made the money, in the meantime anyway. As for August and September, well, that's still very, very much low season. So, not many people out there anyway. Let's see. Okay, what have we got here? Let's see. Let's see. Oh, okay. Big Jim, hello, Big Jim. How's it going? How's it going, Big Jim? Okay, hope all's well where you are. People in the US think it's over and they can go out and frolic in the spring weather. It's not over. It is not. It is not over. But I think people are starting to see a little bit like one of the problems is that people see these statistics on the news, and they're terrible statistics, no doubt about it, in the UK. By the way, for those listening in America or Canada or wherever you are, the UK has now become, the top place in Europe for deaths. It's now overtaking Italy and Spain. So I think our lockdown came a little bit too late, really. They sort of locked the stable door after the horse was bolted. So basically, we've now got a lot of death, and it's a very, very real issue here. Okay, where are we going? Let's get this chat back on. Let's get this chat back on. Let's see. Okay, Graham Johnson, good to hear from you. Good to hear from you. Richard, good to hear from you, Richard. Anyway, so what are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about, is the theme for this one is there light at the end of the tunnel? Is the light? Now, a month or two ago, people were ready to write off the whole year, and I suppose I was one of them. And you've got to be realistic. There's going to be an almighty recession, but the fact is that this lockdown has come when the Asian countries of Thailand are going into their low season anyway. So they wouldn't be, I don't know how busy it is during the low season because I don't often go out at that time of year. But I'm starting to see light at the end of the tunnel now. In the UK and many other countries, the things are slowly opening, very, very slowly. It's going to be a very gradual thing. But then the good thing is that we have time on our sides. Those of us who like to go out to Thailand later on in the year, maybe October, November, whatever, that is quite a long way away, and maybe 5 or 6 months time. That is quite a long time for things to improve, situations to improve. So I would have said a few weeks ago that the whole of 2020 is going to be a write-off. There's no way planes are going to be flying again, and we're all going to be out there in the peak season, enjoying ourselves and enjoying all that places like Thailand and Vietnam and Cambodia, all the stuff that they have to offer. But now I'm not so sure. It's a long way away. That peak season is maybe 6 months away from now. That's quite a long time. And a lot can happen in 6 months. So it's quite feasible now. I'm starting to think quite now. We may all be going out to that part of the world, but before the year is out. I'd like to think so anyway. Who's that? Trivial Lane. I don't see international travel for until October and November. Yes? Well, that's fine. That's actually fine because that's actually the start of the peak season. You go before October and November, you're in the low season when there wouldn't have been many people anyway. This is exactly what I'm saying. Okay. What have we got here? David Alexander. Can you tell me what's the cool jazz music in your recent saga was? That's YouTube Audio Library. I know, I think it's called Philly Crew. I don't know if that's the name of the track or whether it's the name of the artist, but it's off the YouTube Audio Library. Anyone who's watched these videos, may sometimes be irritated with the fact all of a sudden you want to hear the sights and sounds of these places, Vietnam, wherever, and then all of a sudden you get the sound music and uncopyrighted music from YouTube Audio Library or wherever being played over this. And you thought, I wanted to hear the natural sights and sounds. This copyright issue is a very, very serious one in this day and age. I have about 3 or 4 videos on my list right now where I've had to share any ads revenue simply because there's been 6 seconds of copyrighted music playing in the background of a location. And I used to think, as many people probably still do think, that if a live band covers a popular song and you're filming a live band in Walking Street or wherever you happen to be, well, you're okay. You're okay from copyright issues because it's not the original recording, it's a live band playing it. Wrong. They'll still do you for copyright. I have a video also on my list where there's I was in Taiwan, Taipei, and I filmed a street performance. I seem to recall it was a girl with a flute or whatever it was, and she was playing a tune, and I filmed there. It was only about it's about half a minute, probably less than that. And I wasn't even familiar with this tune. For all I know, she could have wrote that tune. As soon as I put it on YouTube, they said, right, copyright infringement. I still don't know to this day who actually owns the rights to that tune, but nevertheless, the ads revenue that I got from that video had to be shared with the original artist, whoever it was. So you just got to be careful. It's becoming more and more difficult. Nothing's getting easier these days. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, okay. You borrowed somebody else's YouTube title. I'm not going to answer that one. Okay, I do plan on Christmas getaway to Philippines. I'm confident that will be doable. I'll stand you on the cold. Okay, fine. Thank you, Rob. Sir. The Philippines has a slightly different climate than Thailand or Vietnam. I know the script with southern Vietnam and Thailand. They're most warm and sunny between November to March, and that is the peak season because of the weather, and that's a good time to go there. But Philippines is slightly, I think, depending on where you are, I think their peak season comes a bit later than that. I'm not so sure. Okay, let's see now. What have we got here? Expat Pete Karen travel. I travel in Southeast Asia usually during the low season because it's cheaper and there is still lots of people around in the bars and hotels, etc. Well, okay, then I'll take your word for that. I will take your word for it. I've never actually been to Thailand in the months of June, July, and August. I've been all the other months, but never those months, and that is the low of the low season. But I have heard that there's still people around. But then again, you only have to look on YouTube, and you see any. I've seen other vloggers making videos of attire in the month of July, and I've seen it myself in months like September and October. A lot of those bars are empty. There's nobody in them. But I'll take your word for it. I'll take your word for it. Yeah, okay. Same as it, yeah. Okay, Eric Evans, steady. Okay, hello to you. Jamie Kim, it's fine in June and July, no problems at all. It probably is. It probably is. I've considered going out there, but it doesn't fit in with my lifestyle. Because the fact is that I still work. I work from spring and summer. I work and I earn money, and then that means that I don't really have a problem traveling. During the autumn and winter. The best moment of the year for me is right at the end of August. Right at the end of August, because the fact is that means that I've done my work. I've done a bit of work. I've got some money together. Everything's in place, and then I can really enjoy myself for the rest of the winter. I still, in recent times, I've still been coming back to the UK for maybe a month, maybe 6 weeks around the Christmas period. I've explained this before, but I'll mention it again. Years ago, I used to do 6 months in a block, 6 months travel, from September through till March, 6 months solid, traveling to various places. But don't forget, that takes a physical toll on you. That is 6 months of eating and drinking and eating and traveling and eating and drinking. And it takes a physical toll on me nowadays. And basically, it's hard. It's very, very hard to sustain your enthusiasm for travel during the 6 months. It really, really is hard. Sooner or later, you start thinking to yourself, I just wish I was home and, cooking a chicken, as I am doing now, having a Cronenberg and, watching Netflix or Amazon, all those, all the codswallop that's on. Sometimes you just want to be home and that's it, basically. But then pretty soon after that, you want to go traveling again. So my winter in the sun, I break it up now into 2 halves, and that suits me. And I couldn't believe it when I met you in February. Then you came back to UK and went back out again. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I did meet you there, Ant. Okay. I hope all's well with you. I hope you plan your next travel wherever you are right now. Let's see now. Obesity combined with COVID-19. Chris 8. Obesity combined with COVID-19 is the killer. Maybe people will now take a bit of responsibility about their health now. Well, do you know something, Chris? Every year, probably about the last, probably 15 years, maybe longer than that. I've been saying to myself, I'm going to lose weight. This is the year. If I have one thing this year to achieve, it's that by the end of the year, I'm going to lose 3 stone, maybe even 4 stone. Somehow I never do it. I still like my roast dinners. I still like my Cronenberg, my Lamb's Navy rum. Alcohol's fattening, yeah. You could have a life, haven't you? Come on, you could have a life. I'm getting on a bit now, and I'm too old. Dieting gets boring after a while. Let's see. Where are we now? Where's my? There's a lot of talk about the ties wanting foreigners out. Any truth in it? And will affect you going in? That's a big question, Wes. That is a really, really big question. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. And the ties love the Westerners. We go there, we spend money, we have a good time. The people in the entertainment industry there are motivated by money, as all people are. They are motivated by money. They'll tell you that they love you, when really they don't. They really want your money. But that's not exclusive to Thailand. That's universal. People are like that all over the world. I've met women in the past who told me that they love me when really they just want me money. I mean, that's the truth of the matter, and that's in England. That's in our country. There's nothing there. Nothing new about that. No, I think we'll always be welcome in Thailand. We will always be welcome in Thailand, and Thais are still good. It's still a great place. The only question about is about Thailand is the question we were asking last year, and that's the question: just how strong will that Thai baht go? Where will that end? Because I remember the day, and I was having a conversation with someone the other day that 20 years ago, someone said to me he was in Thailand 20 years ago, and the Thai baht was about 50 something baht. Well, I'd say it wasn't. No, it wasn't. I was in Thailand about just a little bit less than 20 years ago, and the Thai baht, it was 73 Thai baht to a pound. It was 73 because I remember it. It was 73. And now what is it? I heard that it's gone. Is it 38 to the pound right now? I mean, if the Thai baht really, really goes so much stronger, then it'll simply become unrealistic for us to even want to go to Thailand. We went to Thailand originally because it has everything to offer, and also because it was famously cheap. That Thai baht has made things so much more expensive, especially for people who like to travel for long periods of time. It's okay for a couple of weeks, but you go out there for months and whatever. And it's just, if the Thai baht becomes so strong, then it'll become unfeasible to to go out there for long periods of time. But the fact is, we don't know this yet. We don't know it because something drastic is going to happen. We're entering a recession now, which no one knows the real consequences of. We simply got to wait and see what happens. Their currency might fall through the floor, but then the UK pound might fall through the floor as well. So nobody knows. We just got to wait and see. This is a year, I think, when nobody knows anything. Kamasuki, what is the alternative? Cambodia, Vietnam don't even come close to Thailand for many reasons. Now, there's a lot to be said about this, and I think I mentioned it before. Vietnam's a great country. I've travelled, I've made 2 visits this last winter to Vietnam, Hanoi, right down to Saigon, and it's a great country. I've been there many times. Vietnam is now a significantly cheaper country than Thailand. Not that Vietnam has become any cheaper, it's because the Thai baht is gone up so much. So now there's a big gulf in those countries. When I first heard of people traveling to Thailand and Vietnam, maybe late 80, 1990s, I suppose, that was before I went there. I kept hearing stories about Thailand being really, really cheap. But then I heard stories that Vietnam was even cheaper. And is that the case nowadays? Yes, it is the case. Vietnam is cheaper than Thailand. I think it's even more cheaper than it was now, simply because Thailand's become more expensive because of that Thai baht. Which reminds me, there is a video that I've got coming out pretty soon. It's the last video from Vietnam that I've been doing. It's coming on the next, hopefully the next few days. And it will be discussing the cost of traveling through Vietnam. Just how cheap is it for the ordinary traveller, the ordinary budget traveller. Not the backpacker, but not the first class traveller either. The in-between one. So that's coming out quite soon anyway. Text symbol, Australian dollars crap at 20. When I first went over well, yeah, I mean, I don't really know of the Australian dollar, but I do hear, reports that it's becoming really, really, really awful. Really awful. Well, our pound isn't a bunch of fun right now, isn't it? I'm not going to mention the B word because people get angry when I mention that. That's all gone out of the news in recent months anyway. The virus has overtaken that. But since the event relating to the B word took place about, was it 3 or 4 years ago? Our currency, the UK currency, has become crap. But I'm not going to get into all that because that's that riles some people. Hey, I noticed that Nigel Farage has got a YouTube channel, hasn't he? Yeah, no, not well. I was watching some of that yesterday. He's a character. Nigel Farage is a character. I like his outspokenness. He's very, very outspoken. And it's whereas I don't always agree with his policies and whatever, he's I admire anyone who speaks their mind, and I do think he does speak his mind. I really, really do. Uh, who's that? Neo Chow's bomber, yeah. Vietnam has expensive hotels. It probably does, but not the ones that I stayed in. I was more than happy to stay in the hotels I stayed in various locations, and I think it's very, very good value. I think it's great. Vietnam's great value. But if you want to stay in those expensive hotels, that's up to you. Who's that? Robert James Redmond. They banned David Icke, though. I don't know what the conversation is there, but they banned David Icke. I believe, was David Icke a footballer who became a TV presenter and then went a bit, well, he's a bit crazy. I think what happened then, he started, I don't know, did he see the Lord or something and started claiming that all kinds of catastrophes are going to happen in the world. I do know for a fact that he predicted many years ago that Cuba was going to disappear. This guy actually came on TV and said that he predicted that Cuba was going to disappear. I've been to Cuba since, and Cuba is still very much there as far as I know. Nigel, yeah, okay, yeah, fine, all right, thanks for that, Nigel. Yeah, let's see. Robert James, whatever. Well, David Icke was a goalkeeper, was he? Was he really? Okay. I think he should have stuck to goalkeeping personally, but anyway, that's another story. Howard Glickman, how's Boris doing with his new kid? Well, he's a new father, so I suppose he's happy, isn't he? I suppose he's happy. Good for him anyway. Uh, who's this mention? Okay, Dave. Me and Mrs. stayed 3 weeks in Vietnam and came to 300 between us all. Lovely hotels, food is so cheap. Yeah, good for you, Dave. Vietnam's a great country. It's great value. It's a fantastic country. So much. Vietnam is worth visiting again and again. Even if you have mixed feelings or you're not too keen on it the first time, it's certainly worth going again. I had some good travels. I visited Vietnam twice this winter time. Great place, great place. I've still kept some Vietnamese dong, so I will be going back there again. One more video from Vietnam to come, okay? One more video, and that will be the overall cost of traveling through Vietnam. That's coming soon. Let's see now. Kitan, Ed, maybe a silly question. Was there any hostility towards Western in Vietnam? No, I don't think so. No, let me tell you, if you're going to find any hostility, you're most likely to find it in the north of Vietnam, in Hanoi. Now, I went to Hanoi many years ago, and what I thought about Hanoi is that then, at that particular time, it had a reputation of being a bit of a scam place. And I did find that a lot of people, even street sellers, will try and swindle you out of dollars. It did seem that way, you know. And also, some of the older Vietnamese were not really that friendly towards Westerners. There probably was some. I met some travellers who said they didn't like the North Vietnamese at all. I don't agree with that. I simply don't agree with that. They weren't that bad. But generations change, and on my recent visit to Hanoi, I really liked it. It's a younger generation now. They've moved on. People move on. People move on from things. The young generation in Hanoi were a really good, friendly, bunch of people, and I had a good time. I enjoyed myself there. Let's see. Let's see now. What a NT Lucky. Do you think people will boycott China now? No, I think it's too big a country now. But I'm not going to start spouting politics because the wrong people. Oh, by the way, this device I'm using I think it's pronounced Hawaii. Is it whatever the hell it is? But this is Chinese. So somebody did mention they could be listening to me right now. The CCP could be listening to the Chinese Communist Party. So I better be careful what I say. Uh, RJF, thank you for that super chat. Appreciate that. I'll have a bait on you, okay? Mm. Cronenberg, bloody good, bloody good. Chris Lepper, can you ever see Pattaya being the same again? Yes, yeah, I can. Not because of the current situation. Not because of Steph. How are you, Steph? By the way, nice to see you here, Steph. Okay, still waiting for that Belgian stew. Can't wait. What was that question? Yeah, will Pattaya have been the same? Of course, a lot of places will. These places recover. Somewhere like Pattaya, that is a tourist town. It's a town where the economy is tourism. The bars, the restaurants, they depend on tourists, and they need those tourists. What should we discuss now? Right now, I think it's probably important to discuss how those Thais who work in the entertainment zone in Pattaya, from the bar girls to the restaurateurs to the go-go dancers, those beautiful, beautiful go-go dancers. Where are they right now? And what are they thinking? Well, right now they're probably in their provinces. They're probably gone home to their families. They're not making money right now. When this is all over, they will be gagging to make money. It's the same as us here in the West. I know people at this moment in time here, where I live, in this rather bland, boring town where I live in the UK. I know people now who are not allowed to go to work or are afraid to go to work because of, they're afraid of getting the virus for one reason or another, and they're running short of money. Some of them have no income at this moment in time, and they want to, they've had this lockdown. Okay, it's been a lockdown. It's probably a novelty again, but I'm being told not to work. I have the right to sit at home and be lazy. Okay, but it's getting boring now for people, and people are now exhausting their money supplies. And I know people here who want to get out to work. They really, really want to get back to work. They want to see the money coming in again. That's the important thing, because people work for them. They've had the rest and relaxation. They want to get back to work and start earning some money. And I'm sure it is exactly, and I mean exactly the same for those people, those bar girls or whoever who work in the Thailand entertainment, in industry. They've had the rest and relaxation, and now they probably run short of money, and they just want to get back to work again. They want to get back to work. I think as soon as those bars start opening again, nobody knows when that will be. It will probably be a slow process, a gradual one. But don't forget the peak season in somewhere like Pattaya is about 6 months from now. 6 months away from right now. The peak season begins in about 6 months' time. And that's a long time. A lot can happen in 6 months. Even slowly, they will be gagging to get back to work and start earning some money. And, so the idea that will Pattaya be the same again? Who's to say that come November, it will be the same again? Hopefully this terrible tunnel that we're going through now, we'll have seen, light by then. Well, not only seeing light, but it will be back. It could be well back to normal. 6 months is a long time. A lot can change. A lot can happen in 6 months. So I think, I think we'll be back. I think we'll be back. Okay, who's this? Grows his own parsnips. Yeah, the travel insurance might be a problem in the future. Cover for the virus, maybe dicey. Yeah, absolutely. This is something that I've never considered really. And when I was in those days when I was in limbo in Thailand, not knowing whether I could get out again. Travel insurance. That was the thought that crossed my mind. Well, if I was stranded in Thailand, would my travel insurance cover all of that? Would it cover it? We don't know. That's another thing that's unknown territory really. We'll just have to wait and see how it goes. Someone's asked me there, Ed, how much do you think the plane tickets will go up? That's a, I'm not. I don't know. I don't know. I do not know the answer to that. Plane tickets, they might be lower. You never know. They might be lower. They might be trying to get people to fly once again. Nobody knows. We'll just have to wait and see. We just have to wait and see. Let's see. All I know is that Mr. Virgin, we won't say his real name, Mr. Virgin hasn't done himself any favours. for all his billions, he wants the government to bail him out. A good friend of mine, his niece works for Virgin Airlines, and she's been laid off at the moment without work, as a lot of people have at this moment in time. I mean, right now I have great sympathy for many, many people in this world. People who are suffering hardships, isolation, poverty, whatever. I have great sympathy for them. But of all the people I have sympathy for, he isn't one of them. I don't have any sympathy for him. And he hasn't, for all his billions, he hasn't done himself, his own public image, any favours. But that's all I'm going to say about that one. Listen, I'm going to grab the rest of that Cronenberg. Oh, okay. Yo! This is a full pint. You can get 4 cans of these. 4 pints of Cronenberg for £6, £1.50 a can. That's bloody good, that. That is really good. That's good. I think that's quite good, then. Oh, lovely stuff. Oh, I'll do that. I'll do that again. As a famous vlogger says, that's the thumbnail shot. Okay, here what? Where are we now? Let's see. Who is that? Someone said hello from Canada. El McTee. Hello from Canada. I'm still looking for my refund for my plane tickets that were cancelled coming back from the Philippines. Yeah. I hope you're successful in that. I hope you're successful in that because I do hope you're successful in it. I know people who had to spend thousands more in order to get back from Thailand and back to their home country, and some people may never recoup that money. I got off lightly. I did get off lightly. For those who didn't see those videos I made, the only cost to me was 42 quid, which is, I think, what is that? Is that about $55 in today's money? That was only cost to me because I didn't have to pay any extra for the Thai Airways flight. They changed it. I got out earlier. The National Express coach went most of the way, but it wouldn't go all the way. I already had my ticket, so the only cost for me was from Exeter back to where I live, which was a taxi fare of 42 quid. So that's it. I got off lightly. I got off lightly. So I wasn't complaining about paying a £42 taxi fare to get back in town. I was just glad that I'd done it. But but others have paid thousands. So my sympathies with it. I good luck to you, mate. I hope you can be claiming that money back. Okay, let's see. White Rabbit, I'm watching your Taipei videos tonight. I hope you enjoyed that. Taipei, let me tell you that I was there for a couple of weeks. I'd never been there before, which is a good enough reason to go there. It was a likable place. It wasn't the right place for me because the beer was quite expensive anyway. That's one reason anyway. But it was interesting. Traveling experiences. You can't have a great traveling experience all the time. You have to take the rough with the smooth, and especially when it's a place where you've never been before, you don't know what to expect. But there was good things about Taipei. I liked it then. I would recommend it. It's not as much fun as Thailand, but then you can't keep going to the same place. No matter how old I get, I'm getting on a bit now. I still like to try new places. I'm not yet at the stage when I'm simply going to go to the places that I know and play it safe. I will experiment with new places. Yeah, Taipei is cool. It's a good place. Ben Harrison, Eva, they're the best. Yeah, they're Taiwanese. Yeah, Eva were good. I've flown with Eva many times. Really good stuff. Who's this? Tom Harris. Tom Harris. Where's Tom Harris gone? There he is. I looked at flight for November return from Manchester, and it came in normal price 500 quid. That's good. That sounds good to me. That sounds good. See that chappie who said before, do you think the flights will go up? We don't know. They may go up, they may stay the same, or they may even be cheaper. Nobody knows. But all I'm saying is that 500 quid return from, if you can get 500 quid return for the economy, a comfortable economy, and either Airways and Thai Airways are pretty good. If you can get that return, then 500 quid, I wouldn't argue with that. Okay. Okay, there's 323 watching. Okay, nice. Good evening to you all. Anyway, it's Thursday night. I usually do the live stream a little bit later than this, but I decided, that chicken that's in the oven is gonna take a while to cook. So, just let it cook slowly anyway, and I'll have a few beers and okay. Let me see. A couple of people asking me questions which I don't answer. I don't answer all questions, do I? Jamie Mix, 550 Sky Scanner in September. See, no, that's interesting because someone said 500 quid from UK to Bangkok return. 500 quid. Someone else said 550. That is ordinary prices. That is normal prices. So, who's to say that things won't be back to normal? In the future. It's said it before. Gonna say it yet again. Peak season in Thailand and those countries begins in about 6 months from now. Well, maybe even 7 months from now. But let's go for 6 months from now. That's when peak season begins, and 6 months is a long way away from now. You can a lot of things can happen. Richard, you're eating very late tonight. Really? Well, to be honest with you, Richard, I'm actually going to bed these days earlier. I've always been a bit of a night owl, usually 4 or 5 o'clock for me. But in recent times, I'm going to bed maybe 2 or 2:30. That's early for me. And eating late tonight. Geez, I went through a phase some years back, an obsession with roast dinners. And I've been known to start cooking a roast dinner at 2 o'clock in the morning. No, actually, I am getting on a bit, and I'm starting to go to bed. Like say 2 or maybe 2:30 in the morning is early for me. So that certainly is a sign that I'm getting a bit older. Okay, 332 people watching. Great to have you here. Really, really great to have you here. Okay, come here. Let me see now. Let's see now. Okay. Mooney, get enough sleep, exercise. Well, 1 out of 2 isn't bad. I'll have to work on the exercise bit. I do exercise twice a week, and I hate it. I hate it. I do press ups and whatever. I've got an exercise bike, and I hate it. I hate exercise. Hate it. But I do manage to do it twice a week anyway. I keep saying I'm going to do it 3 times a week, but Harry TAM, I wouldn't say mid-40s is getting on mid-40s. I look at that as youthful now. So I envy someone who's in the mid-40s. No, I'm getting on a bit. Okay. Rookie DI, The Dirty Dozen is a good exercise. Yeah, I've watched that movie many times. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean, mate. I know the video you're talking about. Yeah, I like a good old Dirty Dozen. Somebody said, after my recent travels, somebody mentioned, I take it you didn't manage your Dirty Dozen this time, did you, Ed? Yeah. How do you know I didn't? Depends how long you go there, whether you aim for a magnificent 7 or a Dirty Dozen. But anyway, where are we going? Integrate the exercise with integrate the exercise. Yeah, with reg. I think mean that in an ironic sort of way. Okay. Ian UK, let's talk go-go bars. I'd like to talk go-go bars. I'd like to show you images of go-go bars, but you mentioned that word too often, and YouTube's getting very, very strict now. There's a lot of vloggers at this moment in time, because I've seen some of the videos, are very disgruntled and hostile to YouTube at the moment. YouTube's been good to me. A couple of years back, they promoted a couple of videos of mine which sort of went viral. You may know the ones that I mean, and Jesus, they went. I might talk about those one day. I may not talk because they're still there on my list and they still generate advertising. But YouTube's been pretty good to me. You know, they're pretty good. My YouTube channel a couple of years ago was going absolutely nowhere, and then I made a couple of videos which got an interest, and I sometimes think, you know, someone in the YouTube office was look at those videos, go, yeah, thanks, mate. That's what I needed to know. You may know the ones that I'm talking about, but they've got millions of views. Yeah, they've got millions of views, and you know, and right now my YouTube channel is doing okay. I'm up to 31,000 subscribers. I'm on about 7,700,000. So yeah, about 7.7 million views up to now. Now that's not a mega amount, but it ain't bad either. You know, some people would say that in order to do well on YouTube, you need to be under 30 and you've got to be good looking and you've got to be slim. Well, I'm none of those things, but you know, my YouTube channel's going okay now. Now the thing is, what's going to happen in the future? There's still videos for me to make, and there's lots of things that I can talk about. No, you know, I try and do other things with my YouTube channel. There are some vloggers I know they'll make great vlogs when they're traveling, but when they stop traveling, you don't hear from them, you know, until they start traveling again. They seem to disappear. I like to keep in touch. I'm doing a few lives. I still make videos, and there are still things that I need to talk about. About travel, things which you may find interesting. So they're all coming up in the next few months. You know, I'm not done just yet. The fact is, under normal circumstances, I'd stretch the videos out maybe until the autumn. Sorry, late summer, maybe August, whatever, and then, you know, I'd be off traveling in September. But this year's the big question mark. Am I going to be traveling come September or October, whatever? We'll have to see about that. You know, so I mean, the fact is, can I stretch my YouTube videos out into the autumn into Christmas? I don't think so, really. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see anyway. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, Michael 232. Yeah, how are you? Yeah, have a nice evening, Michael. Have a nice evening. Okay, Mr. Mitch, I see the light. Mr. Mitch, it's always nice to hear from you, mate. Really nice to hear from you. What's this, John O'Brien? I sound piddled. I shouldn't have had that second pint. Sorry, mate, but that second pint is just the beginning. I like me drink. I like me drink. Listen, when you get to my age, you've got to enjoy yourself in life. You know, I could drop dead tomorrow. In fact, the way I'm drinking, I could drop dead tonight. I could actually drop dead on this live stream. You never know. You never know. That'll get the views up, wouldn't it? No. Listen, you know, aside from drinking, what is my obsession with traveling? Well, my obsession with traveling comes from the fact that I never went anywhere when I was young. I've said this before, but you know, getting a ferry across the Mersey, you know, I thought Birkenhead was an exotic destination. Jeez, I'm going to Birkenhead, you know, get me sunglasses and me swimming trunks. You know, I never went anywhere when I was young. So that's why I've made up for my travel in later life, and I've made up for it big time. You know, and I'm pleased to say that, you know, if I drop dead, you know, I've seen all the places and done all the things that I always, you know, wanted to do. I know of somebody, you know, who works in, you know, sort of industry that I work in, who never really went anywhere. He worked like a donkey days and nights, and you know, and he whatever he did with his money, and that was his business. But he worked days and nights, and recently, you know, he dropped dead. You know, I mean, sounds terrible, but you know what kind of life is that? You know, at the end of the day, your life is for living. Your life is for living, and I can say at this stage, and I'm getting on a bit, that if I drop dead tomorrow, Oh, I've had the last 20 years, especially. Whatever I lacked in earlier life, I've made up for it in the last 20 years. I've seen all the places I always dreamed of seeing. There's many countries out there that I've never been to, but they're ones that I never planned. Never ever planned on going. It's. I've done all right. I've had my fun. I've had my fun. The last 20 years, I've had my fun. Who's that? Ed is drunk. Not yet, mate. I'm working on it. Don't worry, I'm working on it. Okay. Chris H. Ed, any plans to visit South America again in the future, given that we get back to normal? Oh, so all this I can think of right now, Chris, is that I fear for those South American and African countries and many other third world countries because I don't know. I mentioned this before, a live stream last week. I think it was David Miliband, the guy who could well have been our prime minister, but his brother stabbed him in the back. I became Labour leader and said, "Okay, I don't want to go into politics." But David Miliband was going on about third world countries and how it's going to explode out there. I think it will. I think. I've seen a news report about Ecuador, gremlins. Gremlins have. That wasn't a battery died. It was just YouTube updates or whatever the hell it was. Okay. It was just YouTube updates or whatever. I was actually enjoying that before I was interrupted there. Okay, what have you been saying about me while I was away? Okay, someone mentioned this. My wife is 26 stone. Okay. No, she's only no. I've 26. Jesus Christ! I don't. I know some fellas have got wives that are heavier than that. Okay, someone said I've been arrested by the police. The seat. I fell over. Dave, should we have a sing song? The girls must have escaped from a sex dungeon. Okay. Love it. Hawaii shut me down. Okay, the CCP, the Chinese Communist Party, Chinese Communist Tea Party. Okay, NJ Lucky, how old is too old for Pattaya? 50, 60, you are never too old for Pattaya. Never too old. Never ever too old. There's always someone who will entertain you to Pattaya. Okay. Samuel Hudson, nice to hear from you, Samuel. Okay. Too much Navy's rum. Vietnamese girls are prettier. Okay, fine. Oh, we're back. We're back anyway. Matthew Snow, thanks for your concern, mate. It was just this device that I'm using. YouTube updates, whatever. It's got a mind of its own. But we've been going for quite a while anyway. I've just raised the temperature for my chicken, which is cooking in the oven. You don't want to see me eating my late night chicken, do you? Toast. I tell you what, I'm going to have chicken with toast. I love toast. Absolutely love it. It goes back to my childhood. Everything I ate was on toast. It was the only thing they could slide under the door. Okay, let's see. Who've got this? Ian Bowden, nice to hear from you. Daniel Kelly, nice to hear from you too. Okay. Now this is actually. Yeah. Okay. Jamie McWilliam, thank you. Thanks for that. Super chat. Really appreciate that there, Jamie. Okay. I'm just getting into the swing of things. What did someone say about my second beer? Please believe me, there's a bloody lot more where that comes from. Listen. Are we doing this with this Kronenberg? Okay. What's the end of this pint of Kronenberg here? That's bloody good. That okay? It's time. I don't know how long we're gonna go with this, but I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you the new love of my life. Okay, here we go. There we go. It has made an appearance before. I'm really crazy about this brandy here. Jules Claron. Fine French brandy. Now, I know I showed this on my live stream last week. It's bloody good. It's fine French brandy bottled in Halewood in Liverpool, okay? French brandy and Liverpool, just, the two things are not synonymous with each other, are they? But I'll tell you what, it's getting, it's really tasty. It's really tasty. Oh my God, it's beautiful. That is bloody good, right? The more expensive brandies, the more expensive cognacs, Courvoisier, Hennessy, are beautiful, are beautiful. I don't know, man. This is tasting good to me. I'm not saying I could give them a run for the money, but what I'm saying is that this is damn tasty. This is lovely. I'm really a few of these every night when I'm watching Netflix or Amazon, whatever other crap that I watch. Um, a few of these go down quite nicely. It's called Jules Claron. That is such a French name, isn't it? Such a lovely, seductive French name, and it's bottled in Halewood in Liverpool. Yeah, I bet you it's not his real name. I bet you whoever Jules. I bet he's a Scouser. I bet he's called, Mick Jones or Joe Kelly's. He's probably a Scouser who's bottled this, but he's passing it off as French brandy. But whatever the hell it is, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. Oh. Treaton, where's your best pint in Pattaya, Ed? Did he say about whatever, wherever and whatever? Jamie McWilliam, what's the best spirits word in Pattaya? I don't drink spirits in Pattaya. To be honest with you, I don't really drink spirits much. In Cambodia, I will have the Mekong whiskey because it's very cheap and it's local and it's so cheap that, the strange way I trust it. The Mekong whiskey, a little dash of Coca-Cola goes down very, very nicely in Cambodia. But in Pattaya, I don't drink the spirits because, to be honest with you, I personally don't trust them. You know the optics? Well, I don't know. I just don't trust them. They're expensive drinks, especially the imports, and you don't know what they've done with them. There are some countries, there are some, not Thailand, not Thailand, but other countries that I know of, even some European countries where they tamper with them. You order a nice rum or a whiskey or whatever, an import, and somehow it doesn't taste the same, and you never know. They could have made it somewhere else. You got to be careful. I just don't drink. I'll have a bottle to take to my hotel room. In Vietnam recently, I'd get a nice bottle of Captain Morgan and take to my hotel room. But when I'm in the bars, I just don't trust them. I'll drink beer, and occasionally I'll drink wine. Not so much in Thailand because it's expensive and it's not very good. Cambodia, you get some nice wines in Cambodia. Tasty stuff. Okay, Ian Bogdan. Okay, good night. Thanks for coming along, Ian. Always nice to hear from you. White Rabbit, Hong Thong is the worst. Okay, I've never. What's the other brand? What's the other whiskey that you have in? I can't remember what are the whiskey that you have in Thailand. I buy it all the time. I can't remember what it is, but Hong Thong. I see that all the time. That's a joke name. Hong Thong. Anything called Hong Thong has got to be a joke. Come on. Welsh John, nice to hear from you, Welsh John. Okay. Nike had some Johnny Walker Red Label in Bangkok. It was definitely fake, made me sick. Really, was that from a bar or a club, or you're not talking about a bottle that you bought out of the 7-Eleven, presumably? You know, and I just wouldn't. I wouldn't trust. That's spirits is something. Spirits is something different. I just wouldn't trust them in those countries. I just wouldn't trust them. Wouldn't trust them. Let's see. Okay, we're over there. Okay, we've gone over an hour now. Anyway, I've waffled on a little bit. A couple of little more points that I wanted to make. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Before I go, okay. Before I go, this is a new little thing that I wanted to add to any live streams that I'm likely to do in the future. Maybe you're reading out comments of the week. Okay, I've got plenty of comments. Okay, maybe you're reading out comments of the week. What is this comment that I come across the other day? Somebody I can't remember his name. Does Philippines have topless beaches? Do they? Do the Philippines have topless beaches? I don't know. No, this comment came from someone who was watching one of my Scorebirds, Angeles City pool parts videos. There's a couple of them there on my list. There's also a third one which YouTube took down anyway, but that's another story. Does Philippines have topless beaches? Okay, I don't know. It's just Philippines have topless beaches. Do they? I don't know, I haven't seen any. Well, maybe that's probably why I went to a wet bikini contest at Angeles City. Because they don't have any topless beaches, but Angeles City pool party. You talk to, I like topless beaches. That's all I'm saying. Andrew Johnson, thank you, my friend. That's really, really, really appreciate that. Anyway, and you're feeling more confident about your 7-week trip at the end of October to Asia, Andrew. I've said this a number of times. October is 5 months away from now. That's probably maybe a little teensy weensy bit before the peak season starts. Maybe the peak season starts maybe late November, something like that. But that's probably a very good time. 5 or 6 months is a long period of time. A lot can happen in that. Right now, we're suffering this doom and gloom. There's a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel. I'm in on the news reports that certain things are going to start slowly reopening in a few days' time, as from Monday. We don't know how that's going to develop, but in 5 or 6 months' time, when the peak season begins in those Asian countries, that's a long way away. And who's to say that by then? Who's to say that by then? This what's going on now is going to be. It won't be forgotten about. It's going to be remembered historically. But who's to say that we've all moved on from it, and we may well be enjoying our travels in come October, November, later this year. So anyway, good to hear from you, Andrew. Anyway, thanks for that super chat. Really appreciate that. Let's see. Uh, who's mentioned that there? Who's mentioned that? Who was mentioning that? What is that? What is that there? Okay, international travel isn't going to be on the cards until next October. No, I hope not. I hope not. So you still get some people who say that we're not going to be traveling this year. We got to. When you get to my age, you've got to you've got to treat every year as if it's your last one. I live every year as if it's my last one. You have to. You have to. I know lots of people who are younger than me who dropped dead. Loads of people who dropped dead. Here's something funny for you. I've had a number of people. I don't know if it's the same one or there's a couple of people who say that I look like a certain person. He was a fat. He was part of a fat comedy duo around in the 1940s or 50s, and some people say that I look a bit like him. And I researched that. And he actually dropped dead at before his 53rd birthday, which is younger than me, which is well younger than me. So you've got to treat every year as if it's your last one. I know somebody, I mentioned this before, recently who worked like a donkey right into his old age, and then he dropped dead. He probably had lots of money in the bank, but he never had any of the travels over the last 20 years that I've had. You've got to live your life, and I would be gutted if I know that I've already travelled this year and I've had good times early on this year. But I would be gutted if I would have to wait until the end of this year or early next year to begin traveling again, because life's too short for that. It's really too short. Uh, Crypto Ken, everybody dies, but not everybody truly lives. That is wonderful. Never heard that before, Crypto, but that is bloody good. That is really, really good stuff. Happy, happy. Nowhere, can't travel, or plenty of money in your pocket. What a scenario. Well, you don't sound very, very happy. Yeah. K-Nex, Laurel Hardy. Laurel Hardy. No, I'm not talking about Laurel and Hardy. I think they were around before that. I'm talking about Abbott and Costello. There's somebody who sent me pictures of it who says that I look the image of Lou Costello. You know, the fat one out of Abbott and Costello. I don't think I look like him. Hopefully my body doesn't look like that, but I wouldn't know. But I don't know. I'm sure he was a nice guy. I'm sure Lou Costello. I like Abbott and Costello. Yeah, but I've had people saying that I might actually do a little discuss about this. Who do certain vloggers look like? Who do certain vloggers look like? People, people said that I look like Lou Costello. I've also had Ron Atkinson. I don't look anything like Ron Atkinson, but I've had that a couple of times. Who else? Jesus Christ. No, I don't know. No, not Jesus Christ. I just meant that, sort of flippantly. Nobody's ever said that I look like Jesus Christ. Okay, I think we'll end that conversation there. Okay. Matthew Stowers, your chicken burning notes. I've just checked on it while we had a little bit of we had a little bit we had a little bit of an interval there. I'm not expecting that. Mark Sinnock, especially similar to Lou Costello. Lou Costello. I don't know. Lou Costello's probably a good-looking guy if he lost a few stone. It's funny. I never ever considered that. Never considered that. This guy, this guy, he actually sent me a link, and he said, "You look like him." He just wanted to make the point, "You look like him," and I pressed the link. And it was all these images of Lou Costello. It was all these images of Lou Costello. I might look like, I don't know, but this guy he's not the first one who said it. Mooney, I can hear the audio whistling. You jammy bastard. Okay? Don't tell everyone, because they all might want to hear it whistling. Okay? Well, wasn't that the worst joke you've heard all night? Okay, come on, let's go on a bit further. Come on, chat, come back to me, chat. I'm missing you. Okay, someone said a slight resemblance to Columbo. Peter Falk? Peter Falk, oh, bloody good. That's actually not a bad one, that, Peter Falk. He was one of those American detectives. I mentioned this last week, Peter Falk. Some funny American TV detectives. One of them with a cowboy hat, one with a glass eye, one on a wheelchair. Ironside and all that. Who's that? Okay, let's see. Who said that there? Who said that? Somebody said, in the UK, you look like Brad Pitt's brother. You look like Brad Pitt's brother, Cesspit. Very good. Very, very good. Very, very good. I once entered a Brad Pitt lookabout competition, and I actually came second. Yeah. The guy who came first was a gorilla. Okay, so let's see. Come on, let's see what else we've got here. Someone's to spit at Mr. Bean. Okay. Mr. Bean's cool. Mark Sinnock, that's what he had. Everyone liked Lou Costello. Yeah, he was cute. I always thought they were corny. I was thought Abbott and Costello, and I don't mean this in a nasty way. When I was growing up, I always thought they were the poor man's Laurel and Hardy. They were good, but they lacked the finesse of Laurel and Hardy. They lacked that fun. But with regards to the fat one, I would say that Lou Costello, it was a lot more likable than the fat one of the Laurel and Hardy duo. I mean, you know, the thin one in Laurel and Hardy was likable, but the fat one there was, he looked like a bit of a nasty bastard, to be honest with you. I don't mean that, no offense to anyone, no offense. But, you know, he did, whereas with Abbott and Costello, I can't even, the thin one, I wouldn't know him if I fell over in the street because he was a bit forgettable. But Lou Costello was memorable in a sort of corny sort of way. And he's even more memorable now because some people keep sending me photos of him saying that I look like him. Okay? Whatever. Let's see. Eddie look like a fit John, but there's lots of fat people who become famous, haven't there? There's John Belushi. You know, he died in mysterious, different circumstances. Anyway, it might have been that. Well, whatever. We won't talk about John Belushi's death, but he was at the. He had a whole career ahead of him, and there was that other guy who died all of a sudden, John Candy. I seen him on a video the other day. Jesus, he was a big guy. He was a big guy. Oh, that's bloody good. That's good stuff. That. Okay. Go on, let's waffle on a little bit more. Let's waffle on. Ray Bauer, Ron Atkinson with many question marks. Ray Bauer, you can state that I don't think I look anything or sound anything like Ron Atkinson, but Jesus, I've had lots of people saying that. Did I mention Grandpa Monster? Did I mention him? Did I? I've had a few videos where someone said, "Are you Grandpa Monster?" Well, thanks for the memory. Thanks for the comment. What have we got now? Here we go. This is bloody good, this. Come on, if you're listening in Halewood, if you French people, if you French Scousers are listening in Halewood, Liverpool, I'm a big fan of this. It's called Jules Clairon. Yes, it's a bit of an over-the-top French name. And if you want to send me a truckload of it, then you're welcome to. Son of Atkinson, Peter Falk, Mr. McGoo, Benny Hill. Benny Hill's bloody good. Richard, maybe Uncle Fester. No, I've never had a bald head in my life. More like Rowan Atkinson. Expect a Barnaby Joyce. Erico, good luck to you. Good luck to you, Erico, okay? Andrew Johnson, still waiting for my refunds, my flights next month. For my flights last month. Well, I say good luck to you. I mentioned earlier, I don't know if you were on the chat then, but I got off lightly. 42 quid for the taxi fare from from where the National's Best Coach are. I got off lightly. Good luck to you, Andrew. Good luck to anyone who had to spend a lot of money for flights that they later had to cancel. It's a bit of a troubled time right now. Okay, what else have we got here? Okay, we mentioned them. Oh yeah, another guy. Someone mentioned the Philippines have topless beaches. Another guy a while back mentioned. He mentioned, it was a Cambodia video. He wanted to know if the girls wore bikinis in the Cambodian restaurants. He's entitled to want to know that. If he wants to go in restaurants and eat a meal while girls are wearing bikinis, then fine. He's obviously used to that somewhere else. But I don't actually know the Cambodian restaurant that I've seen where the girls wear bikinis. I haven't actually come across that one. I think, to be honest with you, when I go into a restaurant, a bar is another, or a go-go bar is another place. But in a restaurant, I think I'll go into a restaurant just because I want my dinner. I want to eat something, To eat while the girls are wearing bikinis, Sean the Prawn, every beach is topless if you're a bloke. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Where are we now? Still 225 in the chat. Come on, come back to me. This machine I'm using, that was a YouTube update. YouTube, you know, you occasionally get these things coming on. YouTube is going to update your system. Well, he did anyway, so. Ross, better sound now. Well, I was about to finish then, but to be honest with you, now that you've said that it's a better sound, I think I'll stay on for a bit. John O'Donoghue, one of the British comedians, I would say Les Dawson, minus the rubbery lips. He was bloody. That man was a born comedian. He looked like a comedian should look. He looked like a comedian should look. You know, Les Dawson was brilliant. Cosmo Smallpiece. That's his great characters, didn't he? Oh, what was that sketch that I seen of Cosmo Smallpiece? He's coming down an escalator, and there's pictures on the side of all these girls with skimpy bikinis on, you know, and he's coming down the escalator past them all, and then the camera shoots from a different angle. Then he is running back up the escalator again because he wants to see them again. Cosmo Smallpiece, bloody good, bloody good. I think there's a Cosmo Smallpiece in all of us, really is. Let's see. Crazy Cannock, ever been scammed by a bar girl? No, because I don't allow myself to get scammed. Never. I'll tell you what, mate. The worst thing that's ever happened, or is likely to ever happen to me with a bar girl, because you've got to keep your wits about you. If you go into a bar and a girl latches onto you, and you know she's advised that, offers to keep company with you, and you're there in a bar, and you say to her, and you like her so much, you say, "Do you want a drink?" Yeah. If that girl then, buys herself the most expensive drink in the bar, then get out of there. Get out of there, because that's not the girl that you want. She's a scammer. A couple of times I've had a scenario like that, but they only get one drink out of it. If they're going to pick the most expensive drink on the menu, then they're only going to do it once, because I may look like I'm permanently intoxicated, but I'm not that dumb. You've got to keep streetwise about yourself. You've got to keep your wits about you. I went into a bar in a well-known, complex in Walker Street, Pattaya, a few years ago, and I went in there, and I sort of latched onto one of those bar girls, and she was a nice girl, nice womanly body, and she wasn't buying herself, inviting herself to the most expensive drinks. She was quite reasonable. It was okay, cool. But then it turns out that her mother was working behind the bar. That was her mother. This old woman, that was her mother, and she said, "Buy my mama a drink as well." And I said, "Okay, it's your mama. Okay, cool. Buy your mama a drink as well." So I bought her mama a drink as well, and she chose the most expensive one. Her mama chose the most expensive drink. It was a Carlsberg Export, which was, she could have had lots of cheaper beers, but she chose that one, a Carlsberg Export. I can see where you're coming from. I can really see where you're coming from. So we went the night with that lady, nice lady, hair, not a mother, and went back, but I didn't see it again, because they're all motivated by money. Everyone's motivated by money, but some are motivated by money more than others, and basically, she was motivated by money in a sort of forceful kind of way. And when a mother could so easily have bought herself a modest drink, but no, she chose the most expensive beer on the list, and I thought, to hell with that, I'm going to have my wicked way, and then tomorrow is another day. Okay. Where's Mac? Ed, are you finished with Chinookville? Have you ever been to Kampot? Right. Well, have I finished with Chinookville? Jesus, I mean, I think the answer to that has got to be, yes, hasn't it? Yeah, because Chinookville just isn't Chinookville anymore. I love that place. I love Chinookville. I had so many great times there. Me and my best friend went through a phase where we were going there year after year. We love Siem Reap, we love Phnom Penh. But the great thing about being in Phnom Penh, you've got Chinookville about 5 hours away by minibus, and we loved it there. Chinookville was, such a raw-edged, grimy, but very, very likable place. And now it's a Chinese casino city by the sea. I've seen videos. I showed my friend, who's been there many times. I showed some videos recently. There are some YouTube videos about what Chinookville looks like nowadays, and it looks horrendous. It's I've been there for a couple of years, but it just looks horrendous. And we had some great times there. We had some great times. The problem I have with Cambodia is that Cambodia is now a small country which no longer has a proper beach resort anymore. You've still got the islands. I think, you've got Koh Rong and Koh Rong Salem, beautiful, beautiful islands. But, who wants to go to a beach, what used to be a beach resort and is now a Chinese casino city by the sea, a building site? I won't say I'm finished with the place, but what I will say is that I have no plan to ever go to casinos. I don't gamble. I'm not Chinese, they wouldn't let me in anyway. But what was that other question you asked? Have I ever been to Kampot? No, never been to Kampot. Never been there. I went to Kep once, it was really dull. But Kampot sounds like a lot more fun. You never know. We'll see what happens in the future. Richard, sounds like I left it too late to go to Chinookville. Yeah, Richard, you did. You did. It's not the same. I had such affection. I had such good times at Chinookville. I really loved that place. Loved it. It was just a perfect alternative to Phnom Penh. You can stay in Phnom Penh and enjoy that place. Great city, fantastic. And then when you got tired of the city and you want to see someone else, Chinookville's 5 hours away by minibus, and then Chinookville beat it. Loved it. Me and my best friend, who I've known for many years, we went there so many times, and between Phnom Penh and Chinookville, we loved it. We had such great times there. Such great times. It's not the same anymore. Phnom Penh, I think it was last day about over a year ago, yeah, maybe 18 months. Yeah, it was over a year ago anyway. Chinookville was a couple of years ago since I went there, but no, not the same. Not the same. There's more to be said about this. I'll make a video discussing things like this. But petty things change. I mean, I wonder, do you, whoever was watching this, do you know some places where you used to love going, and they were just great places to go, and you always look forward to going there, and for one reason or another, they are simply not the same as they used to be. In terms of Chinookville, forget it. It's a Chinese casino city by the sea. I wouldn't want to go there now. I wonder, it's that little hotel that I used to stay in. I wonder if that's still there, or what are they thinking now? Well, I don't know. Let's move on from that one. Mark Cynic, yeah, the world's great tourist spots are fast becoming overrun. Things change. I think there's a video to be made about this. How things are changing and all that. That's going to be coming sometime soon. Bob Zephyr, I went to Chinookville last year and it was awful. Paradise lost. Very, very concise. Very, very concise. Boulder, and very well said. Yeah. Couldn't agree more, mate. Couldn't agree more. John Fogarty, do you miss Soy 6? I'm missing a lot of things right now, but Soy 6 is good. Soy 6 is good. So it took me a long time to actually, warm to Soy 6, to actually get to like that place. But once I got to like Soy 6, bloody God, excellent. What I did find with Soy 6 is that the girls that you encountered in Soy 6, when you go into the bars and, sort of liaise with them, they seemed a lot colder and more cynical than the girls that I'd encountered, let's say, for example, in Soy Honey. But what I found with the girls in Soy Six, they seem more cold and cynical, than what I was used to. But once you break the ice with them and start, talking to them, they then become a lot better. And and lovely girls in Soy Honey, lovely. Lovely girls in Soy Honey, but Soy Six, I love Soy Six now. Whenever I'm in Pattaya, Soy Six is always well worth a visit. Well worth a visit. Where's Mac? Yes, Phuket. Extortion prices now. Extortion prices. I went to Phuket about many years ago, and it was good. It wasn't as expensive as I thought it was, but I hear, but I hear nowadays that's what we talk about then. Am I pissed or what? What were we talking about? Yeah, but I heard about that Phuket is ridiculous. But I've even heard someone saying that Phuket is more expensive than Bangkok nowadays. I don't know if that's true. I really can't comment on that at all. Brent L went to Soy Six once, didn't like it. Well, I've been to Soy Six in recent times, and I've had a bloody good time there. Enough said about that. Jamie Mick. Soy Six is like an afternoon workout session for me. Good for you, mate. I hope your muscles are nice and worked out afterwards. Good for you. Ronnie loves Poontang. Yeah, okay. Cheers to you, Ronnie. Anyway. Chris Walsh, a girl in Soy Cowboy, tried to charge 6,000 baht for a long time last year. Well, things aren't getting it. Soy Cowboy is an expensive place. I've mentioned before, but I have mixed feelings about tourist traps. People are so quick to use the word tourist traps. I don't believe tourist traps exist in Thailand or Vietnam or Cambodia in the same way as they do in some of those European places. They're real tourist traps. They're where they'll really sting you. But what he said that a girl tried to charge him 6,000 baht. What's 6,000 baht in today's money? Is that that's about 150 quid. That's a lot of money. Yeah. But I still wouldn't regard that as a tourist trap because you can always say no. You can always say no chance. But what I will say about in Bangkok, I remember I was in a go-go bar in Bangkok. Was it in Nana or was it in Soy Cowboy? I can't remember. But some guy who was an ordinary working class guy, had bought a go-go dancer some drinks. And expensive drinks, obviously. They're not going to come cheap. And then he paid an expensive bar fine for it. And then she'd gone upstairs to get changed, and then she didn't come back again. He paid it for expensive drinks, expensive bar fine. Can't remember what it was. And then he sat chatting to me, and he said, I'll pay the bar fine with that girl. And then I think I had a couple of beers, and then time went on, and then he started to get worried. Where's she gone? She's gone an awful, and she was gone for an eternity. And he ended up liaising with some Mamazan. And then the Mamazan said, he was saying, where is she? She's been gone a long time. I paid the bar fine for her, bought her the drinks. Where is she? And then the Mamazan said, she's upstairs asleep. Well, what's she doing upstairs asleep? She's going, whatever. She pulled a fast one on him. She had pulled a fast one on him, and she was going, man. No, I've never suffered that kind of humiliation, being ripped off like that. I've never suffered that. But this guy, was very, very angry. He paid this expensive bar fine and these expensive drinks, and just be careful of that. Just be careful of that. You've got to get to know the girl. I mean, this girl was she pulled a fast one, and I don't know what she quoted him for, short time or long time or whatever. But she'd really, and he was very, very angry about it, very angry about it. Okay, Eddie Van Halen. Okay, do I look like Eddie Van Halen? I'm not sure what Eddie Van Halen looks like. I know he plays a mean guitar. Crazy kind of topless girls of Boston. Look, really? Where's that? I've never heard of that one before. Where is it? Where is that exactly? Chris Walsh, you've had a good experience there. Good for you, mate. Good for you, Chris. Good for you. Uh, Richard, buy one girl, get one free in Firehouse. Where's Firehouse? Come on, I like it. I like it. I like it already. Okay. Someone's asking me where am I? I'm in Liverpool. I'll tell you what I am. I'm in Liverpool, Jews cleared on Brandyland. Mm. No, I'm not really in Liverpool. Not really in Crazy Criswell's Crazy House. Yeah, it's Crazy House Soy Cowboy. It's Crazy House. Do you know something? Soy Cowboy. I think it's very overrated. It's a famous, you know, go bar street in Bangkok. But I've never really gotten used to it. I mean, what puts me off Soy Cowboy is that all the prices you see outside when the girls open the boards, they seem to be in Thai. So I like to know what I'm paying, for drinks and whatever. And that's why I like walking street because I know there's nothing that's not good about Soy Cowboy that is not better in Pattaya. Pattaya. Walking Street is some great, really, really great go-go bars, and they are fantastic, and I love them. And even some of the owners of these go-go bars, I know a couple of guys. They know me. I'm a bit of a cheap Charlie. Okay, I'll come in there and buy a drink, but I'm polite to the ladies, and I will give a tip to the ladies as well, and they love that. I'll give them a nice, they're nice to me, I'm nice to them. That's the way you got to be. And then the next time I see these girls, or the next time they see me, they'll come to me, again. But yeah, some great bars in Walking Street. Okay, Crazy House is around the corner from Soy Cowboy, not right on it. I don't think I've heard of it. I don't think I've heard. I think I've been in that one. Okay, gotta give it a try next time, and there will be a next time. Okay, Andrew Johnson, yeah, key worker, save for the upcoming trip. I always need to do so. Absolutely, absolutely. You've got to have something to look forward to. By now, I'd be early May. I would have my flight to Bangkok or wherever, maybe another destination, but I would have my flight in the bag by now. I haven't even looked at flights. I mean, usually when I come back from my travel at the beginning of April, I just want to get back to work and, get into a bit of normality, get off the bit. Did I just say get off the booze? Did I really, really say that? Okay, okay. I want to get off the booze. But it isn't long, but I can't resist getting on the internet again, booking a flight. I know I've said this before, I've said it in previous videos, and I'll say it again. But that moment comes maybe late April, early March, when I get on the internet and I decide this is the time to book that flight to Bangkok. And at that moment, when you book that flight, that is such a great moment. You book that flight and it comes up, Mr. Sweeney, your flight is being confirmed, this, that, and the other. And you think, yes, that's it. I'm going. It may be months away, but who cares? I've got something in the bag and I'm going to work towards it now and I can't wait and all that. I haven't booked anything right now simply because I don't know what the script is. You just don't know what the script is at this moment in time. You just don't know. But I'm optimistic. I am optimistic. There's some. I'm optimistic. I think I've said this over and over again in this particular live stream. I'm repeating myself. I know that I'm repeating myself. But what I'm saying is that right now is the early part of the low season in Thailand and Cambodia and Vietnam and whatever. This is the low season. The low season goes on for a very long time. The low season goes on for much longer than the peak season. The peak season is a long way off. The peak season in those countries begins in November, maybe even late November. It probably doesn't even begin till late November. And that's a long way away from now. And a lot can happen in 6 months. It really can. In 6 months' time, we may be laughing and joking. We may be drinking and having fun in Thailand. Who's to know? Let's just keep thinking positive, because when you start thinking now, I wouldn't like to think that the rest of this year is going to be a write-off. I wouldn't like to think that, because that's a depressing thought. And I'm getting on a bit. And I've got to treat every year as my last one alive. Yeah, really. John Mitch, good to hear from you. Good to hear from you, John. Really, really good to hear from you. Still waiting for a refund of 1,570 for my cancelled business class flight. Lufthansa. Yeah. Well, good luck to you, John. Good luck to you. Travel's expensive, and no one wants to lose money. Yeah, no one. So good luck to you. I hope you're successful with that one. Crypto Ken, we will all be there in 6 months, believe. Yeah, okay. Matthew Snow, surely Eddie, okay. 24 hours, Jesus, no thanks, okay. I don't know. James Trapp, this isn't what James Trapp's saying. I don't understand. I look at where I normally book my flight, and there's flights I can book available as normal. That's interesting, isn't it? That is interesting. That he's saying that at this moment in time, you can look on the internet and book flights as normal. I haven't looked on the internet. I'm doing all kinds of other things on the internet, but I'm not looking at flights. I'm not looking at flights. I'm not looking at anything like that. I haven't, since I come back to the UK, I haven't looked at any flights at all. That wouldn't surprise me. You can book flights as normal. These airline companies are a business. They're a multi-billion-pound business, and they want to make money. And what else are they going to do? I mean, are they going to on their website? Are they going to? Are they going to say, okay? Are the websites of these companies going to say, okay, you can't book flights right now. You can't book them because we don't know what's going to happen. We'll let you know. They're not going to do that. They want the business. They want to believe that their business is still alive. They want to believe their business is still alive. What that chappie is just said there, that he can still see them as normal. I'm sure that if I went on the internet now, I often use Skyscanner, the search engine. I'm pretty sure if I went on the internet now and looked at flights, I could see flights. You want to book a flight in September, October? Yeah, fine. This is how much. I'm pretty sure I could still do that. But the fact is that the people who allow me to do that, they don't know any more than I know right now. Nobody knows anything right now. We do not know when we can guarantee, and that is a good word, guarantee. I like that word, guarantee. I like to guarantee where I'm going and when I'm going. No one can guarantee anything right now. They really can't. So, airlines, like any other business, like any other business. John Mitch, booking flights is like throwing money into a bottomless pit. Yeah, that's all I was saying. Yeah, probably. I'm not going to book anything right now. I'm not booking anything. Let's just see what develops in the coming time. Let's just see what develops. That's all we can do. That's all we can do. Who's that? Who's that? Kamasuki, Eddie, you can't go on like this, mate. All this gloom and doom. You'll burn out way before you even get back to Thailand. Okay, let's think positive. Okay, let's get this sunglasses out. We're all going to Thailand. No. I mean, the thing is, positive, negative. I don't believe I'm negative right now. Don't believe I'm negative. I think, I believe, repeating myself again and again and again. The peak season is a long way away. things can change a lot in that period of time. So I don't think I'm negative. Being optimistic, I'm not so sure about that one. I know that I'm not negative. I'm not pessimistic. But as for being optimistic, not so sure about that. Sure about that one. But things can change, and it will get back together. It will get back together. Jesus, the world. The people that are out there are gagging to get back to work. People in the UK are gagging to get back to work right now. They just want to get back to work. We're not all lazy bastards in the UK. I know many lazy bastards, but we're not all like that. I work. I've been to work today. I work every day when I'm here in the UK. Every day. Every day I go to work and I earn money. I earn money today. Not mega amounts of money, but it's enough to it's enough to put money in the bank. I work when I'm in the UK. I work when I'm in the UK because I can work. I enjoy work, providing it's not going on too long, and I earn money from work. And basically, it's I earn money. I go to work. There's a lot of people right now who want to work, but they can't work. They're told not to work. I'm self-employed. I can work whenever I want, and I choose to go out and work. I went to work today, and I earn money today. And that money is going to go to a good cause. I promise you. That money that I earn today is going to go to a very, very good cause. It's going to go to the Thai Bar Girls Fund. That's where my money's going to go. So when I was working today, I thought this money is going to be spent on Thai bar girls. That's where it's going to be spent. And Cambodian and Vietnamese bar girls. That's where it's going to be spent. Okay, my money goes to a good cause. Okay. Beer costs money. Yeah, it costs money. Yeah, if you can find a place with free beer, let me know about it. Okay, what have we got now? Okay. Tree Town, good on you. Restaurants and bars will probably limit to 30% capacity. 30, yeah. As long as they all wear, as long as all the girls wear bikinis, I don't care. Okay. Where are we going? I've waffled on for a bit long. My chicken's cooking in the oven. You don't want to see me eat my late night chicken, do you? God, that's damn good stuff. That's damn good stuff. Okay. Well, to hell with that. I'm getting cold. I'm going to grab another Cronenberg. Okay, no, I'm going to get another of my old favourites. Get in there, come on. Spilling all over the place. Jesus, what am I like? This is another one I would recommend. A Holston Pills, yeah? Holston Pills, bloody good stuff, okay? Who said that I should do a beer and drinks review? Well, maybe do that sometime. Listen, I've waffled on for a fair bit right now. I know the live stream crashed at one. John Mitch, we see when you were blogging, so why not now? I'll probably get chicken grease all over this tablet thing that I'm using anyway. If I started eating my chicken. Anything else to talk about before I go? Okay. What else is there to talk about? Yeah. Oh, there's someone else I wanted to mention about the temperature. Why I go abroad? I go out to Asia for the weather. Believe that, you believe anything. Okay, but the fact is, the weather is very, very important. Jesus Christ. I began my travels. I began them in Krakow, in Poland, at the end of last August. That was such a long time ago. And then I went, went out to Thailand, Taiwan, Vietnam, back to Thailand, back to the UK for a very short while, then back out to Thailand and Vietnam and all this. And I spent a winter in the sun where, Jesus, it's sitting in a pavement cafes at 2 o'clock in the morning, wearing shorts and t-shirts. I'm not feeling a little bit cold. Absolutely fantastic. And after all that, apparently I wasn't there, but I hear that the autumn here in the UK was just raining all the time. People were sending me messages to say, it's a good job that you're out in Asia, because they know that I hate rain. I hate it. I get depressed. And apparently what I hear is that in the autumn time, here it was raining all the time. And I was just glad that I was not here, because I just hate rain. I get depression when it's raining all the time. So, you had a rainy autumn, and then you had the winter, and the winter's gone on so long. And now it's the month of May here in England, and I live in the south of England, where it's supposed to be warmer and sunnier. And all of this time later, and it's still freezing. It is still, England is such a cold climate. It's still freezing. Little blast of sun of a daytime, okay. As soon as you step in the shade, you're shivering your gonads off. You know what I mean? At the night time, I'm still wrapping up. Jesus Christ, England. This is why I go to Asia so much. It's England is such a cold. I can't stand the cold. I can't stand the rain. Where are we now? Michael me, define Pattaya boring that time. It can be. If you're there. It's like anywhere. If you're there too long, maybe you've got a traveling gene, and you're like I have. You feel like you have to move on. But Pattaya can get in. It's like anywhere, but I have to think you're only as good as your last 5 minutes. If you're hanging around your hotel room all the time, or you're sitting in the same dismal bars all the time, it can get a little bit dull and boring. But then all of a sudden you'll meet the right lady, and you'll think, yes, I am invigorated. I am alive again. Wow, this is the woman of my dreams. Magnificent. Pattaya is still a damn good place. Whether I could live there or not, I don't know. Nigel, if airlines aren't playing, then do a UK tour. Who wants to see a UK tour? Do you know, the United Kingdom is a beautiful country. It is a beautiful country. The South Coast, it is a lot of beautiful stuff. But would people who watch my channel, would they really be interested in that? I love a nice drive in the country, and and you see this countryside, and you think, wow, it really has got the wow factor. It's got the wow factor. But would people be really interested in that? I'm not so sure. I'm not really so sure. Maybe give it a try sometime. Okay. Listen, it's late at night now. I've been waffling on for a couple of hours. I've been waffling. Most guys really want to go to UK and Western countries. I think that's for economic reasons, isn't it? People move everywhere for economic reasons. That's so good. Holston's nice. I like Kronenberg, I like Stella, and I like Holston as well. Nice, very, very nice. Listen, I've waffled on for almost a couple of hours. So we'll make it another 5 minutes just to hit the 2 hour mark. Okay, now maybe at the 2 hour mark anyway. Let's see. Okay, where are we now? 2:55. Anthony Chitchin. Hiya, can you talk a little about India? Do you know what? I've only been to India once. I went there for 1 month, about 10, 11 years or something like that. And where did I go? I went to Goa. No, I started off in Mumbai, and then I went to Goa and Kerala and somewhere else. So maybe, was it called Varkala? Is that the southernmost tip of India? I went there. And the first couple of weeks in India, sorry, I can't remember what your name is who asked this question, but thanks for asking this anyway. for the first couple of weeks in India, it was interesting culture. It was a very very interesting culture. But then the second, part of that month, it these stuff about the Delhi belly did come true, and I did have that. It was I had a bit of that for a while and all that. But India's very very colourful place. I don't think it was the right place to me. It was a little bit male orientated because I'm used to Thailand where all the bars you go in they're all full. It's all the women that serve you. In India, I found many men who were serving you. But I liked it. I liked India. It's got a lot of characters in India. It had its ups and downs. Traveling by bus from Mumbai to Goa was not a pleasant experience. But then that was my own fault because it was a night bus and I'd made the mistake of drinking beers and eating a curry beforehand. So, it wasn't a very pleasant experience. But it was interesting. India is a must-see place. Funny enough, I found the easy. I don't know how it is now, but I booked that flight to India on the internet, and fine and all that. And I thought, I'll get my visa sorted out sometime. And then I realised that the visa was very, very problematic to get hold of. And it's a good job because I have an Indian friend here in the UK whose father lives in Delhi, and the visa rules were that you have to know someone in India. I'm going back 10 years or so now, 10, 11 years. You have to know someone in India who can write it a bit of a reference. What the hell's this all about? What is this all about? I don't know how things have changed now anyway, but that visa was a bit of a bucket to get hold of. But I've been to India. I spent a month there, and it was, funnily enough, there was a guy in Goa called Roger, and he spoke very, very, very good English. He was a youngish guy then, and this was a bar in Goa in Kalangoot, and I was going into that bar regularly, and they had a little bit of live music, but the guys who run it were really good. And one of them was called Roger. He was such a likable guy, really, really likable guy. And anyway, I've never been back to it in India since. But funnily enough, when I started my YouTube channel, I'd done a couple of videos, a year later, which sort of went viral. You might know the ones that I mean. And I had a lot of trolls and I had various other, rubbish going on. A lot of people and a lot of subscribers came from those videos, and and it sort of boosted my channel. But I remember one night I did get it. This is about like 9 years later after I'd been to India. I got a message from somebody called Roger, and he said, I enjoyed your video, Ed. I seem to remember when you were in Goa about 9 years ago. Was that you? I said, this guy remembers me. He remembers me. His name's Roger, and he said he says, yeah, I remember you came into the bar. Really? I mean, to people who work in bars, really remember tourists. How many tourists? Thousands of tourists came out. But he seemed genuine. He seemed to remember me from when I was in Goa, and he was cool. So if you're watching, Roger, thumbs up to you, man. Great for me, and I really appreciate your hospitality. Okay, now where was I? Okay, I'm talking about India. Yeah, India is well worth a visit. It's probably worth another visit. So you never know. Could be in the pipeline somewhere in the future. Kenny wrote it. Are you talking about Roger from Goa? Yeah, I'm talking about Roger from Goa. You know him, Kenny? You know him, Kenny? Cool guy. Really cool guy. Crypto Ken, Indians are nice and friendly. Yes, they are. You meet a lot of Indians in Pattaya, and they are cool. They are good guys. I've had a really good laugh. I've never had a problem with Indians in Pattaya. They're a good. They're always a bunch of lads who are going there for a damn good time. And what is wrong with that? We all go to Pattaya for a good time. Everyone does. Chris Waltz, Cuba. Bloody good. I spent my 40th birthday in Cuba. Yeah, well, What was that? Well, all it says that Tony Blair was the Prime Minister then, anyway, and I had a good time. Okay, I'm going. We've gone over 2 hours, right? We've gone over 2 hours. Okay, it's still reasonably early by my standards. In the evening, we've had the ups and downs with this live stream. It went off stream for a while because YouTube decided that it wanted to update. I've had a few beers. I've had a couple of brandies. Yes, I'll probably have a few more later. I've got a chicken in the oven. I'm going to have a late night chicken, a few more drinks. And I will say, everyone, thanks for watching. Keep thinking positive. Remember, the countries we're talking about, Southeast Asian countries of Thailand, Vietnam, they're still in the early stages of their low season now. They will be in their low stages for quite a long time, which is good because all these problems, can be sorted out in the meantime. The high season is a long way away. You're talking about maybe November. That's a long way from now, and a lot can happen in 6 months. That's the message. A lot can happen. 6 months is a long time. You never know. In 6 months' time, we all may well have moved on from all of this stuff that's going on now. We may well have moved on. The people who are in Thailand, the people who work in the tourist entertainment industries right now, they will be as keen as the rest of us to just get out and work again. They'll be looking forward to the peak season, and which is a long way away. And who knows? For all we know right now at this moment in time, come November, you may well be flying out to Thailand or Vietnam or Cambodia or wherever, and it will be like all of this is a distant past. It's all gone. It's all over and done with. And you'll be going out there, and your intention will be to enjoy yourself, and that is exactly what you will be doing. Okay? And I hope I'll be joining you. I can't wait. Okay? Here we go. Cheers to everyone. Thanks for watching. Keep thinking positive. Thanks for the guys who made the super chat. I really do appreciate this. And I'll see you very, very soon. Okay? Cheers.